definitely a little bit wild. I mean, that's just Wolf being a jack of all trades. But as we get into our next match here, loser semis, we got Steffen taking on Vivi. That means we're going to be getting some Lucario taking on Enderman action here. And Dude, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but do you have anything to enlighten me on the matchup here?
No. So we're going to get
your honesty, Stu. I know that wasn't fair to you, but man, I had absolutely nothing.
It's just such a you really thought that I drove up from Philadelphia expecting to call Lucario versus Enderman. I mean, the thing is, maybe there are some things more far-fetched than that, but then again, this Lucario, I'm not shocked to see this this particular person here. Vivi has done quite well for themselves. But at the same time, I just wasn't expecting the Lucario, especially in this matchup where you know there's a hero in waiting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting because either of these characters, what the heck happened? I looked away for a split second, but all of a sudden, Vivi with a nice lead here, 84%, and Steffen's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, just put on the rock back on the heels just a little bit. And now gonna utilize the fishing rod, and yeah, that's comedy. Yeah, I got to give you this. I have my opinions about Steve. Nevertheless, that was funny.
No, dude, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, if you hate fighting Steve, I get it, but watching Steve, just watch it from a point of entertainment, and you will not be disappointed. This character is absolutely hilarious. But I do got to hand it to Steffen, man. He looks for those Tim Duncans pretty often, just setting up the backboard and just getting it done.
Absolutely. And you know what? Just Tim Duncan might be the perfect analogy. Maybe nothing flashy about the character, but all the talent that you need, and just utilize it. Simple, effective, and if you got the tools, you might as well use them. Certainly, that applies to Steffen, who's enjoying a slight advantage in terms of damage. Going to utilize that block to negate the effect of that back air, and yeah. This Lucario might find themselves just a little frustrated as a result. That plays well into the hands of Steffen.
I do like okay, we get the orange sphere here, closing out that second stock, and good thing for Vivi because that lead was starting to slip away here a little bit. Still not in a safe spot. But I do like how I made the Tim Duncan joke and you started talking about the actual player qualities, and in a roundabout way, you said that Steve is a Fundies character, and I can't wait to see you get eaten up for that one.
Well, the thing is, no, this is not a Fundies character, but Steffen does employ fundamentals pretty well with this character, all things considered, and that's the thing. You're not necessarily talking about character versus character in this game. It is player versus player. How many ways have we seen in Tri-State alone the pilot Palutena? I rest my case, but we're talking about, right now, someone with a command grab projectile. Nothing fundamental about that, Skip, and yet Steffen trying to keep things a little bit more methodical and slow down the attack of this Lucario.
I mean, right now, we'll see how things continue to play out. It's getting a little bit tougher for Vivi, but is it? Because we're playing Lucario? And as you can see right there, fantastic DI from Steffen.
Beautiful stuff in order to get back, and now you just got to get off the ledge. You're not going to be able to do so. This Lucario just too strong. Swing the arms, catch these hands, says Vivi. And they are going to find themselves with a 1-0 stock lead. The only time these two have ever clashed before, at least in bracket, was the 113th edition of this tournament 4 weeks ago, where we saw Steffen take it, or excuse me, it was Vivi taking it by a score of 2-1. So perhaps informing the choice of the Lucario, even though, as you mentioned, maybe Hero is the way to close this out. Vivi not suffering any problems though thus far, at least on the scoreboard.
I mean, who knows? I mean, this is my first time really seeing this matchup come to fruition, at least in an offline setting. I believe I've seen Armadillo versus Jake plenty of times at this point.
No, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. But, you know, Wi-Fi being what it is, we take it with a grain of salt. And by a grain, I mean a quarry.
Yeah. And speaking of quarries, man, that's where Steve thrives. But Vivi has a quarry with Steffen at the moment, man, taking this game one here, trying to close this out 2-0. We're on Pokemon Stadium. We're gonna see if he can get that to happen. But Steffen is not a player who's easily swayed. Like, if you get a nice, strong lead on him, he usually doesn't balk at that too much. He'll just sit there and grind it out.
Playing a little Waluigi pinball with all the bouncing around happening. And Yeah, this is a light character. Vivi is going to be feeling the pain of that in some form or another. That game 1 was anything but a cakewalk. I just feel like if you're Lucario, you have to work so hard in order to make your game plan happen. Not going to get the tech. Instead, Steffen going to get the other side of the stage for free and reset neutral. And you just get to survive Aura Spheres as much as you want because of these block placements. This is well-studied stuff from Steffen. You can only survive so many, but nevertheless, I mean, that's just, you're playing the numbers game at that point, right?
I mean, that's something that I've mentioned before. Last week when I was casting here, Steffen does that more than other Steves for whatever reason. I don't know why Steves aren't incorporating blocks as much. Like, I know they use it for their ladder combos, but just put a couple blocks behind you and then just mine. Like, if they approach you, that's great. You either get the hit or they hit you and you either tech off the block or all of a sudden you bounce off that block and now you're on center stage. Like, you have stage control at that point. Like, there's so many opportunities to just force your opponent into getting aggressive with you and not getting any real benefit out of it. Oh my God, he hit him with the Acme Corporation to close out that first stock. Man, Steffen's doing some great stuff here.
Unfortunate that is the character that looks like Wile E. Coyote that suffers said fate, but nevertheless, it is going to be Vivi right back on the warpath, enjoying the lead, but for how long? Steffen says, yeah, you're gonna get into the goldenrod numbers real fast, courtesy of this pickaxe. If you want to bring your fist to a sword fight, that's perfectly fine with me. I'll enjoy my advantage state.
And there we go, chasing him down here a little bit. You can see Steffen is on the hunt to try and close out the second stock here. But 103, you got to respect Vivi here a little bit. I mean, Lucario is a beast for many different reasons. Force palms him through the blocks. And this is actually a scary spot there. Goes for the dash attack. And no, Steffen goes the wrong way. Gets the punish. Forward throw, all right. Yeah,
we saw the counter attempt come out in the center stage, only to get grabbed. Just an unfortunate turn of events. But speaking of unfortunate turn of events, the force palm. Oh, you really thought things were sweet out here. My mistake. And now Steffen going to be taken, excuse me, to their tournament stock, courtesy of this Lucario. Leon awaiting the winner of this one in losers final. Two incredibly capable competitors, but Vivi just a little closer. I mean, it's got to seem like a mile to go for Steffen, though.
Yeah, you know, the more I'm watching this, the more I'm seeing that Lucario is kind of a problem for Steve. Look at that. So, like, the higher percentage, your force palm just goes through the blocks. It kind of stops Steve from interacting with you in any way, shape, or form. I mean, the anvil's gonna get you there, but the more I'm seeing it, the more I feel like Lucario has the tools to be able to answer Steve. Now, right here, this is where the problem is, right? You have to make sure you survive long enough to get to those higher percentages to really take advantage of it. But
I mean, it can work really well, but I suppose that a Ferrari can win you a Grand Prix, but you really gotta be able to know how to drive this thing. It takes so much skill, so much dedication. And Vivi, we're calling him, look, he's been in the conversation for, you know, best Lucarios for quite some time, ever since this game started up. The block going to save Steffen. But Vivi trying to knock the block off of this Senderman and put an end to this loser semifinal clip.
This is getting a little scary here. Oh, the back air. See, that's what I'm talking about. The backboard keeping Steffen alive, trying to chase him across the stage. Back air diamond pickaxe, not quite going to do it. But there you go. See, now setting him up a backboard as well as a front wall because he does not want to get caught in a scenario where he gets caught on the aura sphere. That's not going to be enough. Oh, my God.
Got him with the dunks off the backboard. Let me show you my 3 range real quick. Throwing out the aura sphere, going all Curry with it, but hang on, Steffen making it back, resetting neutral. This is very doable for Steffen yet. 157%. The survivability of this Enderman is nothing to scoff at. But the aura fear, I mean, fear is probably the word you want to be using now, isn't it? Pardon my misspeaking, but nevertheless, it works out. The diamond pickaxe got broken, and now it's going to be Vivi on the warpath. The aura sphere finally connects. No wall can save you now. Vivi making their way to losers final.
Vivi absolutely killing it. They showed up, showed out, and now they knocked Steffen into second place. Absolutely wild stuff here. But yeah, like The way that Vivi was playing here, they actually incorporated so much. Oh, that was actually a taunt there too. All right, I like that. But yeah, they incorporated so much of the game plan, and they definitely have worked on the matchup here. And again, like I feel like Lucario has a, I don't know if I'd say favorable matchup because I feel like Lucario is still kind of but there was a lot of tools there that Vivi was displaying that makes me feel like Steve has to really adapt the game plan. You can't fight a Lucario the same way you fight other characters, and it's because of that aura coming into play.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily probable, but we do know that it's doable, and it's because of Vivi that we know this. And man, it takes a lot of skill. Like Lucario is not the sort of character that you can just pick up and play, folks. It is so complicated.